Most people manifest from their mind. Here, you remember how to manifest from your heart. I am Rish, and this is Reality Unlimited, where we move beyond the matrix of effort and into the flow of who you have always been. You're not here to learn, you're here to remember. You are the creator. Take a deep breath and let's drop it. Welcome back, Avigail. In our first conversation, we explored certainty beyond logic, the 40-day ritual, and the basic Kabbalistic principles. Today, how about we explore the source, who or what is the creator in Kabbalah, and how does prayer actually work when we understand the light? Let's go there.
Amazing. Thank you for having me. This is so fun to talk to you. And, the more we can connect to our spirituality, the better and more fulfilling life is. So thank you for holding this space.
Absolutely. Pleasure to have you here. Okay, so how about we dive into the creator from the Kabbalah point of view? So most people have religious conditioning around God. And Kabbalah offers something radically different. The light as infinite shearing force, not as a man judging you in the sky. So what's your take on it?
I mean, that's how I was raised. I imagined an old man, white hair, sitting in a kingdom somewhere else, on another planet or far away. It was a god of punishment, of rewards. And I didn't like that. That didn't sit well with me. Eventually, it led me to leaving religion. And in my very first Kabbalah class, the way they described the light or the creator, it resonated so much and it spoke so much truth. God is an infinite source of power and sharing and giving. It's a source of love, happiness, health, prosperity, good relationships, creativity, everything we desire. It is this source. Now, it's not something that's far away from us, outside of us. It's something that's within all of us, within every cell. And it is literally the essence of everything. Now, we don't see that all the time because we're going through a process of fragmentation. But at the root and the truth, the creator, the light of the creator, is the essence of everything. And the more we study, the more we learn, the more we know or try to know or learn about the light of the creator, the more we connect to it, the more we align with it. And in doing so, the more we can manifest our true desires.
Beautiful. So Kabbalah used the term light instead of God. What is it and how you connect with it?
So the Kabbalists would call it specifically to the light force. And I love it because it's so visual. It helps you to see God as not a man or human or something finite, but it's this infinite power source. So just like energy or electricity, it's all around us, but we have to plug in order to connect to it and receive the benefits. So in our lives, we will have chaos and darkness all the time. It's part of the process. In order to remove darkness in our life, the fears, the lack, the missing of blessings, we need to plug into the light. We need to turn on the light. There's this famous Kabbalist, his name's Rob Berg. He was actually one of the main people who brought Kabbalah to the modern world. He would say, if you go in a dark room, what's the best way to get rid of the darkness? Do you get buckets and try to take the darkness out? No, that's silly. You turn on the light. So anytime in our lives when we're having pain, trouble in our relationships or trouble in our finances or physical health issues, whatever it is, rather than trying to get rid of it, figure out how you can align with the creator, have more certainty, feel love, feel hope, get rid of resentment, whatever it is. There's so many things to connect to the creator. This is what's going to actually get rid of the pain you're experiencing. So, like you asked how to turn on the light, the key is to raise your consciousness. In Kabbalah, they talk about the ladder of consciousness. And I like to imagine that our mind or our consciousness, we have a ladder that goes from our head up into the heavens. And this is just my little visual to experience it. But so often our awareness and our consciousness is just coming from our eyes or from what we perceive. And what we perceive is often painful or there's things missing. But the higher we can raise our consciousness and realize, this is part of a process. This is not the end. I have certainty that the truth is everything is perfect and we'll get there. The higher we raise our consciousness, the closer we get to the Creator and the more light we connect to. So I have to ask, because I know you're a spiritual man, what are some ways you raise your consciousness?
Yeah, before moving into the consciousness, I actually wanted you to simplify the connection with the light. So someone who's on the beginning of the journey can really relate what is light and what's our connection with the light. Are we the parts of it? Are we separate? How would you explain your connection with the light?
So the light of a Creator or God, universe, source, it's not something that can be proven. It is something that needs to be felt and experienced. So I can't tell you, read this book and you'll understand the Creator. It's really something that you have to feel. And I would encourage anyone, if you don't already have a belief or a feeling or an experience with the Creator, you're just really unsure that it's even there or what you're connecting to or why would you even try, to simply ask. My dad actually taught me this. It's really powerful. He said, if you went home and say for me, I had a husband or you had a wife and you came home from work and you weren't sure if your spouse was home, what would you do to find out? Well, you would yell out. You would say, "Hey, honey, are you home?" And you wouldn't feel stupid for calling out if they weren't home. Say nobody responded back. You would say, okay, they're not home. So you can do the same thing. If you want to strengthen your relationship with the Creator, or if you want to even test or prove or connect to the Creator, you can do the same thing. And this is what some people would call prayer. You can speak out to the Creator and say, "Creator, are you there? Help me to feel you, experience you." Because really, it can't be something learned in books. You have to experience
Absolutely.
it.
That's why I would love to know, what's your connection with the Creator? Do you see it as an energy, as an image, as a person, as yourself? How do you connect? When you see Creator, what comes up for you?
The Creator to me is everywhere and everything. It's in me. It's my essence. I believe it's everyone's essence. It's infinite. It's everywhere. I'm so glad I no longer have a face or a picture to God like I used to, because to me that was very limiting. Now it's just, again, it's something that's everywhere and unlimited that I can tap into at any time. And honestly, it's a tool. It's the tool. It's the source that if we have the merit to be connected to it, we should be tapping into it at all times. And that's simply by using our consciousness, by asking or thinking or desiring to feel the Creator. It's available all the time.
Thank you for sharing. So now going back to the...
Can I ask you the same question? How do you
Absolutely.
experience the Creator?
How do I... Yeah, I like your answer. And when I tune in, it is everything. There's nothing that's not Creator. It's a field that we are the part of. So I cannot make a separation with... I see Creator outside, I see Creator inside, and within and without. It's the field itself, expressing in different forms.
Love that.
Yeah, and you asked me another question before about raising consciousness. I feel we can come back to it a bit later because it's a bit
okay,
deeper concept.
Sure.
So after making some stairs for the people who are new in the journey. So if the Creator is infinite and it wants to share and give us everything, why doesn't it feel that way? Why the struggle?
So this is the age-old question of kind of creation. Why are we here? Why would God create pain and suffering. And this is really the fundamental of Kabbalah, is about the creation of this world. It's complex, and it should be like a class that you take that's 2 hours long and you take it over and over. But for simplicity's sake, we'll take a little jab at it. So the creator is a source of sharing and giving. That's it. Infinite source of giving. It has no desire to receive. So in wanting to share and give, the creator created a vessel, which was one giant soul, which is actually all of the souls of humanity was all one soul originally. This was before physicality, before the Big Bang, before the world. So the creator was giving to this vessel that wanted to receive, and it was great. But the problem was the vessel having the DNA of the creator, like a father has the same DNA as the son, right? The vessel also wanted to be like the creator, wanted to give, wanted to create, didn't want to just receive passively. It wanted to have a feeling of being the cause and not the effect. So the vessel said, Creator, I love you. I want to be connected to you, but I want to be like you. And I know in order to do that, I have to earn what you're giving me. So the vessel, us, pushed back the light from the creator, said, I don't want to receive this for free. And this is called restriction. This is what caused the Big Bang. And it started a whole process of physicality where we would feel like we were disconnected from the creator in order for us to have the fulfillment to go through a process and earn the light of the creator. We see this in our lives all the time. If we get something too easily, we don't enjoy it. We get resentful. The Kabbalists call this bread of shame. But if we work for something, if we earn it, when it finally comes in, it's the best feeling and it can last, you know? So this is what we're going through.
Beautiful. So you would say challenges are the part of the perfect plan of the creator.
You know, I guess it is a perfect plan. It just had to go through a journey to go.
Huh?
But
Have you ever?
but it actually shows us a beautiful pattern in this for us practically now, that when we receive for just ourselves, simply receive, take energy directly without pushing it back first, without earning it or working for it, because we receive that bread of shame or that feeling of not being fulfilled by just getting light directly, it has to go away. The creator loves us so much. The creator knows we won't be fulfilled with just simple, easy light, that it has to go away. It has to be concealed in order for us to go through a process to earn it. So if you ever have a taste of a blessing, say you, I don't know, get a little bit of money, but then you lose it. And you think, oh, it's so bad. I'm being punished, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you had the taste of something to build your desire for it, but now you have to go through the process of really building your vessel and earning it and aligning with it in the right way so that you can enjoy it forever. We see this with relationships. Sometimes you can meet the right person, maybe at the wrong time. There's no wrong time, but when you're not ready for a relationship. So maybe you have to go through a process or a journey in order to reconnect later. This happens all the time, but it helps us to see that when we're going through the process and the journey where it's dark and it's confusing, it's not for punishment. It's to grow us and it's to expand us so that we can finally align to it and receive it with all the fulfillment we want.
Correct. So what I'm understanding is this quest is created so that you can come here and expand your light and become again like a creator to experience yourself. Is that correct? And if you get something easily and without passing a lesson, then your light doesn't expand and it's temporary. So you're not fulfilling your purpose. Would you
Yeah.
like to elaborate on this? Is it correct?
No,
Yeah.
it's good because even like sometimes when we're spiritual people, we're working so hard on feeling worthy and receiving.
Hmm.
But the reality is, this is a place to earn and not earn our worthiness, but to kind of earn the connection of all the blessings we want. Not because, again, not because we're not worthy of it, but it's a place we're building our vessel. It's a place we're removing any darkness and fears and lack. So at least I see it a lot, especially in the spiritual world, where sometimes we bypass the work of growth and transformation and doing hard stuff because we're just trying to, I don't know, align with the worthiness now, but it's both.
Hmm. You said about spiritual people. So what's the biggest misconception that spiritual people have about God or the Creator that you have noticed?
I mean, I'll say in Kabbalah, I loved it so much because it really showed me that spirituality wasn't ignoring the physical world. Spirituality isn't escaping the physical world. Real spirituality is revealing light in the physical world. Like that's what we're here to do. So it's not about going and meditating on a mountain and ignoring anybody that's toxic. It's getting in our relationships and our families and learning to love and learning to heal relationships and doing things that are challenging or scary for us, breaking fears. It's really getting in the physical world and revealing God there. And that's what I love so differently about Kabbalah from other spiritual groups and teachings I'd been around. I think a lot of physicality was lost, but it's both.
Love that. And what has been your personal relationship with over these 4 years? How has it evolved with the Creator?
I mean, that is really the goal and joy of all of this work. The Creator is that infinite source of love. So the more you can connect to it, I mean, that's what we all want. We all want love, right? In whatever forms it comes, but that is the infinite source of love. So, I mean, I don't know if every day, some days it looks like I go backwards and some days it looks like I go forwards, but I mean, I think we're always going forward. Connecting more and more to the Creator is what, yeah, it makes everything worthwhile, makes all the work worthwhile, makes all the pain, makes everything, because the more close you are to the Creator, there's so much depth and happiness there. It's like you can't even describe it,
I can see
And I
that.
and I pray that I'm not arrogant of the growth I've had, that I have exponential more. I would like it to 10x, 100x, this next year where I get way closer to the Creator every day or every week, that I think, wow, I was so far away when I did that podcast with Rish, I want to be so close more and more every day.
And you seem to be having a lot of certainty in the Creator at this moment.
Mm.
However, in your journey, has there been a point, or have you had points where you were like, none of this is true, not believing in anything of it, and you're so much not just doubtful, but so much in the depth, like, I'm not sure if it's true.
Are you saying since I started like studying
Yeah.
Kabbalah, that part?
Yeah.
In the very first year, especially, I experienced a lot of like, is this just in your mind? Does this just make you feel good? So you just believe it. But every time, that would come up, I would take it to the Creator and I'd say, listen, I have no attachment to, I think at that point I've had a strong enough connection to the Creator where I know I can go to the Creator and have that. But even like in my path, I have no attachment to Kabbalah. I have no attachment to whatever my path is at the moment. I just want what's best for my soul. So every time I go back and I say, okay, let go of all of it, Creator, like what's good for me, it always would bring me back to Kabbalah. So specifically, And I would still do that today if that came up. But specifically, like for me, that's continued on my path with confidence because I've always taken those doubts and not ignored them, not shut them down, not swallowed them up, but I take them to the Creator and I, say, I don't need any of this. I love it. It seems to be working for me, but Creator, you show me. And I think in doing so, then you can get real clarity because it would be easy to just get in our minds about it and try to come up with an answer ourselves. When we do that, it's kind of a dangerous game because you don't know if the answer is coming from the opponent, which we could talk about, or if the answer is coming from our pains and our fears and our traumas or whatever it is.
That's interesting. We can touch briefly on it to get more perspective. So with the Creator, when you connect, is that a voice? Is there a feeling that you get like, oh, this is Creator? This is the insight from the Creator?
For me specifically, it's like a knowing. There's just like some truth inside of me that just opens up. There's been moments where I've heard a voice and it's very distinct and clear that it's not mine. It's not like a thought, it's coming from a different place. But for me, it's just almost like a light turned on and it's something that's been there, but it was just off. And then it turns on and it's just, now I just see it. But I know everyone's different. Like everyone has different ways of receiving messages, right?
But I'm sure people would connect, whoever are listening to you are coming for you and me. So they'll connect with your stories and will be able to take that through osmosis.
Yeah. Those are the best feelings, I feel like, when you learn something or something happens when it doesn't logically maybe make sense. Like you didn't study it and mathematically prove it, but it just resonates so deeply and you just know it's true for you.
It's like a knowing and you can feel it in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I see it. It's like, it might not be like a voice. It might not be like, because it's not a separation anymore. So it's not someone talking. It's just knowing do this, go here. And you can feel it's a different frequency. It's a different expanded feeling in the body. That's how I feel it.
And I will have to say, I think no matter how spiritual you are, what path you're on, there will be moments of disconnection from the Creator. And I don't want to say disconnection, we're always connected, but concealment from the Creator. I've had many months actually, since this journey where I didn't feel this bliss and this fulfillment from the Creator. Like I would struggle with prayer, but I knew that it's also part of the process and part of the plan. Concealment is part of the journey. So the more you can continue to strive to connect to the Creator, strive to be yourself, strive to heal when it's challenging, when you're not seeing rapid reward, when the light turns on, when you get that revelation, it's going to be even greater. And I'm really, really grateful that I've learned this and I've heard this from Kabbalah teachers specifically, that there will be moments where you feel disconnected from the Creator and just keep going. Because what else are you going to do? Are you going to fall back and are you going to go do all these things in the world, drink or drugs or do other activities that are going to be harmful to your soul? No, don't do it. Just keep going. And when the light is revealed, it will be even greater. So I've for sure had long spurts like that. And to me, that's just like the grunt work of life when those moments happen. So, okay, I'm just going to keep going. It's not fun, but that's okay. And it's worth it.
And that's one of the pivotal moments where you can use certainty beyond logic, which Kabbalah talks about. That's where the deepest test is, when you're disconnected from the light of the Creator. And I feel this is the time where we can briefly touch on this term that you use, Satan, and how Kabbalah sees it. What is Satan? How is your connection with it? And also, is it the same as disconnecting from the Creator? So when, like you said, when you're disconnected from the Creator, so does that mean I'm connected to the Satan?
So Satan is an ancient Aramaic word, Satan. It's an angel. It's actually like the best angel that volunteered to come and be seen as the bad guy, to be seen as, I mean, how does religion depict Satan, Satan now? Red horns, like fire, hell, right? But this angel volunteered to come play this role in order to help us progress. Without an opponent, you can't get better. You can't grow. I mean, think if you're a great tennis player and you're playing, I don't know, someone at your level. Or, okay, pretty soon you're going to get better. You're going to beat them. Then what's going to happen after that? You're going to keep playing them. You're never going to get better. You always need an opponent that's going to match or push you to grow. So this is Satan. Now, our opponent is always there for us. And I mentioned earlier, if I use my brain to kind of try to guide me, I don't know if it's good or bad for me. If the thoughts I'm getting is coming from my opponent, there to kind of trick me and play the game with me, or if it's coming from a smart, guided place. So that's where, again, I always go to prayer and talk to the Creator about it. But we always have an opponent. We always have somebody there to challenge us. So it's kind of like that voice in your head that says, you're not good enough, don't do that. Are you going to listen to it? Or are you going to say, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. My opponent's like, hitting the ball at me with a curve this time. How am I going to respond? Am I going to believe it? Am I going to just give up? Or am I going to get back? Am I going to grow? Am I going to build my confidence? So our opponent is really our best friend. And it's going to come at a voice that we hate. It's going to come the voice of our parent that, belittled us, or just our inner critic, whatever it is, our doubts. But it's really the opportunity we have when the opponent's voice comes to prove it wrong and to grow from it.
I love that, how everything connects. So just recently I had this plant medicine ceremony with the grandfather, Vachuma, the cactus. And one of the ceremonies was all related to this teaching of being with the dark teacher. And I could feel in the starting of the ceremony, as the medicine went in and the spirit took over, I could feel uneasiness in the field because I could feel the energies, And then I started talking with the dark teacher, and they would nudge me in certain things. And at one point they said, do you want to sell your soul? And I said, for what? Because I am the soul. I am connected to the spirit. What's left if you sell the soul? I said, no. And the dark teacher disappeared. Grandfather came and he said, you passed the test. And I could see a part of my soul came in this, got activated. So even though it was a very easy decision to make at this point, but I had to go through that process to understand this whole process with the darkness. And then I could see through that there's this dark teacher, like darkness is there to carve the light. So it's a subject in the school. We are in a school, so there's light subject. There are people who are going to expand you in the straightforward way, and there are people who are going to challenge you. And that's what it was. That's your work, like you said in Kabbalah, it's to expand your light. And the moment we get bogged down by these teachers, by these teachings, by the darkness, is when we are disconnected with the Creator self. Because that's when you'll be like, yeah, that sounds tempting. For I can sell the soul because they're offering a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it connects very well with what you're saying.
And how much has the world shown us that the soul isn't that valuable? That actually the money you want, the love you want, it doesn't come from the soul. But I mean, the truth is you can get those things without the soul, but you won't be happy.
You
you
won't
won't
have the
have
soul.
fulfillment. Yeah. But there is a reality where you get all those things from the soul, from being authentic, from being yourself, from removing your fears. And that's the goal we want. And sadly, there's a lot of people that kind of sit in the middle. The middle is the worst place to sit, where you say, okay, I don't want to sell my soul, but I actually don't believe my soul is going to bring me everything I want. So you kind of just sit in this limbo of mediocrity where you're, okay, I'm kind of spiritual, but you don't go for what you really want. Maybe great business or to be seen, because you don't believe that the soul can bring that to you.
And don't you think it's a part of the process that person has to go through, even if they're in the middle?
For sure. For sure. And you know what? We're always in the process in somewhere, and we won't be there forever. The Creator won't let us be there forever. It's impossible. Eventually, even if we don't get off the fence on our own, pain, suffering, chaos, those things will come to push us off. But the sadness to me is when you have it in you to get off the fence, but you just don't, because you're listening to, the opponent or your doubts or your fears. Like, you got to just choose, like man, I think I have to kick myself in the butt those times where I stay on the fence too long, and I'm like, girl, just get up and go, have certainty and do something, believe in yourself. Again, eventually we'll get there, but if we can do it sooner, I think we'll be more fulfilled faster, heal the world
Right.
faster.
That's your way of pushing yourself. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are gonna get soon into this wonderful technology of connecting with the Creator, which is called prayer. Before that, I have a few questions which may lead us there. You spoke about raising consciousness. So with the connection with the light or the Creator, you said we are here to expand our light. So what is consciousness for you, and why is raising consciousness important?
So how I see it is what I perceive. I mean, simply what I perceive. What I perceive is this 1% world. The Kabbalists call this the 1% world. We can only see 1% of, actually less than 1% of what's actually going on. 99% of what's going on we can't perceive with our physical eyes. Raising your consciousness is really tapping into truth beyond what we can see. The highest consciousness is seeing that we're all one, right? So the goal is to expand our consciousness, to raise our consciousness from going to seeing this fragmented world where we're all separate, where it's a competition or we have to fight for resources, to seeing that we're all one. Everything is abundant. Everything's available. Now, there's a big path to get to that place, for most of us anyways, depending on where your soul is at in the journey. But for me, and to raise my consciousness, I do different things. But as it raises and as I can see more of truth, more of the 99%, more abundance and more oneness, life gets better internally and externally. Struggling less, more things are just coming to me, because it's what I see and it's what I believe manifests. So if I see fragmentation and I believe in struggle, then that's going to manifest. If my consciousness raises, if my perception raises, and I see abundance and I see oneness and I see unity, then that's going to manifest and things will start to come to me. For me, to raise my consciousness, there's several things I do. Reading books of people who have very high consciousness is probably my number one thing, to learn from them and pray and tap into their consciousness. Prayer alone. Anytime I have a struggle, and we'll talk about the steps of prayer, and I do the correct way to pray, I can raise my consciousness. And then another big one, just like the books, being around people with higher consciousness than me is a way I can rapidly raise my consciousness. I will fight to sit at tables with people of very high consciousness, because I know it will raise mine.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So here I want to answer the question that you asked me earlier. How do I raise my consciousness?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So I see consciousness. We are the spirit, the particle of spirit carrying the consciousness, and everything is consciousness. So it's like how much you get to see the world, how aware you become is the part of the process. And in Bhagavad Gita, we say in the human form, the soul carries the consciousness, like not another species, because this is the highest form of evolution where you get to become the creator again. That's why you have the consciousness with it. So like you say, expanding the light, which is light is the soul, with that expands the consciousness. The more energy you can carry, the more you can see and perceive the reality. And I see it as the part of our software to raise the consciousness. And what I do in my work with my clients as well, and in my life, it's to tune in words where the creator is talking through your heart, your spirit is talking, and it's the intrinsic part of the software that you will raise your consciousness. So at any given moment, it really brings me to the presence and into the awareness of what I truly desire in every moment. And whether it might be having a meal, sitting with a person, to have a conversation on a podcast, to go for a run, all those things are leading me to expansion of consciousness, and it cannot be any other way. It's just built in the software to expand your light and to expand your consciousness. You just need to listen to your inner voice, the inner excitement that flows through the heart from the spirit, and not from the false softwares that are installed in your logical mind, which we call the conditioning of the society. I should do this, I must do this, which is also coming from a lot of lack and the blocks that we carry. So yeah, really tuning inward and living life from there helps to expand consciousness.
I love that.
Okay, how about we move to the exciting part, even more exciting part, the prayer.
It's similar to how we started the conversation about God or the creator. I mean, a lot of us have religious kind of programming around prayer, whether you do it to bribe the creator or to beg the creator to, ask for relief. I mean, a lot of us aren't doing prayer a very productive way. The thing is, when we request something from the creator, we're putting ourselves in the place of the effect. We're still saying we're separate from the creator. But just like we said in creation, we want to be like the creator. We want to co-create. So when we can transform our prayers from asking for a request to creating with the creator, our prayers become exponentially more powerful. And this is like designed how it's supposed to be.
You want to
Sorry, go
share
ahead.
your process of how this shift happened for you in terms of, I believe you grew up with a different concept of prayer that is asking the creator. Maybe same as.
So yeah, my upbringing, I mean, prayer was you prayed 3 times a day. We had like a formula to do it. Like you address we called them Heavenly Father. We would give gratitude, we would request, and then we would end in a certain way. And it was like a formula you would do. And there were certain times we would pray, but it was very specific to that. And that was pretty much my experience with prayer. I didn't have a strong personal connection. It was just something I knew I was supposed to do. I didn't feel like a feedback of like, oh, I pray and then this happens. It was just kind of part of my routine. So to be honest, I didn't have a very great connection with prayer most of my life until studying Kabbalah. I mean, maybe before that, I was starting to talk to God. I was starting to just have a relationship with God in my mind or through meditation or through speaking. But it really did change when I learned from Kabbalah that we actually are partners with God, co-creators with God, and looking at it almost like this, like a marriage, you know, like we're working together as a team. And this is like the conversation we're having and the ability we have to create and manifest with our words. It really transformed prayer for me. But tell me about give me a little story of your process with prayer.
My process of prayer, so I'll give you a back history. So I grew up with the connection of asking the God. Again, I'm Hindu, and I come from that religion. I was born in that religion, and it was all about how can you pray, and whatever you want to ask, you ask the Creator, that shall be provided. So that was my starting point of asking and connecting with the Creator, which was good because it was the starting of the stairs. You need something to connect with, you know. It was not something that felt very deep within my heart that it's the right way, but it was a good starting point. Now, when I'm in silence, instead of asking anything, I get to receive my next steps because I feel no separation at all. It's the same Creator flowing. So it's like, okay, what's next? And it's the guidance that just flows through. It's flowing from my heart. Okay,
I love
get
that.
to just receive.
What is it? I heard this saying that prayer is when we speak to God and meditation is when we listen or when we receive the answers. It's nice because sometimes that's a good reminder for me because so often I will pray and then the answer or guidance or whatever will always come in, but it always is when I am still and quiet and it's able to come in. And sometimes I don't give the space for it, maybe it would be a good practice for me to pray and then just give the space for silence right after because maybe I don't have to wait so long for the answer to come in always. Start to practice that.
Good luck.
So when you think of that, when a lot of us, we would pray to request things and ask for things, this is assuming that God changes. Like, okay, you want something, so let me change for you. But God is unchangeable. God can't be bribed. God is the same. When we use prayer, it's meant to change us, for us to change our vibration in order to align with what we want. So rather than begging for the miracle, we use prayer to become the vessel to receive the miracle that's already there. So I think that's the biggest thing, is really understanding everything you want, all the blessings, all the fulfillment, all the peace, getting rid of all the chaos. It's already there. It's transforming us in order to receive it. And so David Guillaume actually tells a powerful story about one of his workshops. I don't know if you've heard him tell this, but he had a workshop and there was a woman at it. And she said the whole workshop, she was raising her hand and she wanted to speak. And David didn't see her, didn't call on her. You know, it's like a 6-hour day and the whole day is going on. And she's praying in her mind, like, let David see me. I need to speak. Like, let David see me. And then in the workshop, he talked about this and he said, don't pray for what you want. Pray to transform you, that you don't need it, but you align with it. Anyway, so she said she changed her prayer. And when she was raising her, she put her hand down and she said, Creator, help me to transform my tikkun. I don't need to be seen. Or I'm not sure exactly, something to that effect. And then after that, she said, David looked at her and was just like, you have something to say. And then she told this story about this transformation of how she prayed. And David said, I didn't see you the whole time. And then right before I called on you, my eyes just went to you and you were glowing and there was nothing that could stop me. That's all I saw was you. But it shows us the power of not praying to receive something, but praying to transform ourselves so we align with the thing, right? It's very different.
And what's the extent of this? What's the scope of this thing where you say, to expand yourself, to transform yourself, can you ask for something that gives you joy? Or will it be selfish?
You should 100% ask for things that give you joy. The Creator wants nothing more than to share with you. The Creator wants to give to us more than we want to receive, actually. We should desire everything. Now, we have to take responsibility that if we don't receive it, it's not because the Creator doesn't want to give it to us. It's because we don't have the vessel for it, right? So if we're praying for financial abundance, we should be praying that, Creator, I'm ready to change. Creator, I take full responsibility for the lack I've lived or that I've been experiencing that's caused this lack. And Creator, I'm ready to transform into certainty. And in this type of prayer where you're taking accountability and you're praying for the ability to create a vessel to receive the financial abundance you want, this is the most powerful prayer. It's going to activate a lot of processes that may be fun, maybe not, in order to get you there. But at least you're going to get there. Rather than just praying for something and staying the same, you're never going to get it. We have to change in order to change our destiny, right? Our reality.
Right. So in this example that you shared about this woman who wanted David to see her, and you said that we should desire everything. So she was desiring this experience for her. What really was going wrong for her?
So this woman, for example, she said her prayer changed from let David see me to help me transform my tikkun that I don't need to be seen. So she had a lack in her that she needed to be seen. There's a very big difference between desiring the fulfillment of being seen or having an experience to needing it. Anytime we need something to be happy, we can't have it. Because really, we only need the Creator. Any other need to be happy is lack. That doesn't mean we shouldn't have the things. That's coming from a very different place. That's coming from worthiness, fulfillment, aligned with it, rather than needing it. So this woman, once she said, I surrender my need to be seen or my need for this experience, then she was able to receive it. And that's a very beautiful, real-time, fast example of this. More than not, maybe it doesn't have to be, but we will pray to remove our need for something, but it will take a little more time. Maybe we have many layers of lack where we need money to feel worthy in the world. It's not going to be until we can remove all those layers and feel worthy and whole, just as us, that money can come in, right?
So someone who's just understanding this concept of prayer and connecting with the Creator through that, how would you explain the difference between the need and the desire, and how personally it feels for you? How do you differentiate so that they know, am I coming from the desire or am I coming from the need?
So in need, there is desire. There's desire in all of it, which is the truth. Yeah. So the desire is good. It's removing the need, letting go of the need in order to just attract it through worthiness. So say like I desire a soulmate. Is a beautiful desire. If I need a soulmate, if I'm not happy and I am just like, I'm going to be happy once I have my soulmate, I can't have my soulmate. It's going to be when you finally get to a vibration where you have certainty, trust, you feel you're already with your soulmate, you don't need it physically anymore. You're not playing with this 1% reality. You're not glued and obsessed with this 1% reality. Now you're working from the 99, the soul, your energy field. You're already embodying it. So it's really like, where is your consciousness? Is your consciousness out here, or is it inside, where everything's already whole? It's just we have to keep reminding ourselves. Like this world, it's all a reflection of what's inside. So we have to remember we don't need anything, it's already there.
So you would know from the fact that not getting that thing won't disturb you. That's how I see it. That's how I
Oh, yeah, that
understand
would
it.
be a good test.
Yeah, it's like I want this, but even not having it won't disturb me at all. But if it does, then it's coming from the need or the lack because it's filling a space within me.
That's very good. You know, I've heard in many different teachings and Kabbalah as well that you need to pass a test 3 times before you'll like really get the real manifestation. So, like, kind of like you said, so if it's a soulmate, maybe you're going to have 3 people come that will leave you, and you have to pass the test of not, feeling the lack, trusting and already embodying, like, I'm with my soulmate, it doesn't matter. And then the soulmate will come. Again, I don't know if it's very clear that you'll see it like that, 3 men, but that often that will happen before a big manifestation. So maybe it's even a job. You might have a few tests. It might not be specifically in the job area, maybe, but it'll be something that tests your wholeness and your certainty to show that you aren't living in that lack.
And to me, it looks like those people, those souls are coming in your life until you become whole because they are giving you aspects, they are mirroring you aspects to become whole. Because until then, you cannot attract that whole person in your life that you're seeking. So they are coming and bringing those aspects for you. And along with the test, they are also making you more whole because you are less and less disturbed after that.
Yeah.
With what happens outside. How about we go into the technology of the prayer? So you said you talk to the Creator out loud every day.
So there are some ways for a prayer to be more powerful. Speaking out loud is the most powerful way. Our mouth is the energy of manifestation. When we speak, we create vessels. So if you pray out loud, it is crazy powerful. A lot of people's practice in Kabbalah, it's called hisbodedut. It's where you speak out loud to the Creator for, they say 30 minutes, ideally, or more a day. This can be anything. It could be like you're talking to a friend, like a therapist, it could be working together to co-create, ideally all of it. But the more you speak out loud to the Creator, your consciousness raises incredibly. And it's very, very powerful. The more you pray, the more powerful it is. You're creating this channel that grows and grows. And the deeper you pray, the stronger you pray, the more desire and feeling you have behind it, the more powerful it is.
So walk us through your process practically. Like, where do you do it? How often do you do it? What do you say to the Creator? And how does it happen every day for you?
So, I would say I have different types of prayers. Like specifically when I wake up in the morning, I have a specific prayer I give first thing before I get out of bed is I thank the Creator for my soul coming back to my body, and entrusting me to do the work to reveal my soul. And that gives me a lot of strength and power throughout the day. Then as I go through my day, my goal is to be in a constant state of prayer. Like in most everything I do, I'm kind of talking to the Creator. I realize that I have thoughts going on in my mind all the time. And when I don't direct them, they direct me. So I started to direct my thoughts to just be talking to the Creator during the day. That has been a very, very powerful thing for me. Rather than my thoughts just running amok, I am using my thoughts to pray.
It's like meditation for you.
Yeah, for sure. And it comes in all sorts of forms, depending on what I'm doing in the day. Am I having gratitude? Am I setting intentions? Like even, for example, when I get ready, if I put on makeup in the morning, I will be praying that my beauty or my vessel is going to shine the Creator's light in the world. I'm able to see most moments as an opportunity to request my soul be revealed in the world or to be able to help more people. Now, this has taken a lot of work to get here where it's consistent. I would say just starting out with setting even a timer to remind yourself a few times a day to have a little chat with the creator, talk to the creator about what's going on in your life, share what you're grateful for, share what you desire, and then ask for the help to transform so you can receive that desire. Prayer is not one way. It's really personal. It's really in your words, in your language. If you can do it out loud, that's really powerful. But again, 90% of my prayers are inside my mind throughout the day.
Does it make any difference when you're verbal and when you're verbal within?
For me, when I'm out loud, it's more powerful for sure. Much more powerful.
Why do you think that is?
So the Kabbalists say that our words are the most powerful tool for manifestation. Like we are literally creating angels, whether they're positive or negative. And positive or negative means building or destroying. Whether they're uplifting or bringing down, our words are always creating angels. So prayer out loud is so powerful because our words are so powerful.
Right.
It's very, very important to be very responsible with the words that we say. The Kabbalists say that 99% of the chaos in our lives is because of negative speech that we give. We don't realize how powerful our words are. When we speak, we create vessels of energy. So when we're praying and we're speaking to the creator, imagine the power of those vessels you're creating. And the energy you put out in the world is the energy you get back. So when you put out a strong request to the universe and it's verbal, you're going to get a response back. And whether that shows up like an answer or a comfort or a miracle, or maybe it shows up as an opportunity to break a fear or, an opportunity to forgive somebody, it's going to come back to you very strongly. It may not be what you imagine it's going to be, but it will.
Has your prayer ever been answered, which initially feels like a no, but it's eventually a yes? Do you remember a time?
Feels like a no, but is eventually a yes. I'm sure. I can't think of something specific, but I believe that time is an illusion. Everything's in the present. So something could be a no for right now and a yes later. But since time is really an illusion, lots of times it just sounds like a no because we're just talking about the present moment. We're not talking about the future. So for me, I always like to make sure when I receive answers, I'm receiving them for the present moment and I'm not projecting them onto the future. So I think for sure that could happen a lot where it's no, but then depending on your growth and your transformation, it could very well be a yes later.
Yeah. How
Have
I
you
see it is
experienced that?
it's going to be a no until it's a yes, because depending on the view you are looking at from, if you be like in this week, it's gonna be no until it's a yes, because if it's a yes, you'll move to the next quest. So if you ask something, the yes takes it away. It's with you. So until that, it's a no, 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 no. So it really depends on how you see it. So everything I feel is a no until it's a yes. And eventually we come to a place where we are not even counting no's because we know that's how it is. It's not lack. It's just the process. It's the journey. I'm moving towards a yes.
I love that. One healer I've worked with for years, she always tells me over and over, and I need it. I learned this from her and I want to get as good as she does, but she says, the quality of your life is dependent on the quality of your questions. And she always tells me anytime, I'm meeting with her and she goes, well, have you asked the creator? And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, so say I want to work on abundance, financial prosperity. She was like, well, just tell the creator, like, show me how to make money, or like, creator, like, reveal to me how to make money or something. rather than being like, will I make money? Won't I make money? Am I worthy of money? She's like, just show me, like, make it very clear. And I think that's so powerful because that's like the co-creator side of us that we can use prayer to with the creator. Okay, you want me to be with my soulmate? Okay, creator, show me how to become a soulmate, and just confidently move in that is so powerful.
That's beautiful. I love what you shared. Yeah, a lot of times we are running around the bush asking for the things. Maybe because we are used to the conditional love or having conditions involved with asking. And we don't know how, the love of the creator is infinite. It's unconditional. So you can really go straight to the point and whatever you ask shall be received.
So I'd love to share something I got from a Kabbalah class I took yesterday in preparation for this. And they talked about 3 powerful steps for transformational prayer. If you want like a very practical what to do. So if say you're wanting something like we're talking about, we'll use the soulmate example again. Say you're desiring a soulmate. This is the steps of prayer you can take to really transform, just like the woman in the workshop did. First step, take full responsibility for who we are and the reality we're in. So this is about acceptance. Okay, creator, I don't have my soulmate right now. I'm not a victim about it. There's something within me that's not aligned with a soulmate. There's work I need to do. I 100% appreciate that I'm single right now. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I don't argue with your plan. Like, creator, you're exactly right. Take full acceptance of where you are, what's going on. It's perfect. We have to get out of the victim mode or thinking God made a mistake somehow. The second step, affirm certainty that the creator is in control of everything. So this is our surrendering our ego. I'm not going to manipulate the situation. There's not like me figuring out how to get my soulmate or get on the right apps. Like, creator, you're in charge. And like, I trust you, creator. Totally let go. I want your guidance. Like, take my ego out of it. And then the third, achieve the vibration that connects us to the light of the creator. So whether you need to pray for it or you can meditate on it and feel it, get to that place of wholeness, where you don't feel like you're lacking the soulmate. You already feel, you are the soul and it's whole and you're certain of everything. That place of not needing. And then from there, the answers, the guidance, the clarity can come in that will help you to take steps towards aligning with your soulmate. So acceptance, surrender, and then be in the vibration.
Be in the vibration of the wish fulfilled.
Yeah.
Acceptance, surrender, be in the vibration. So powerful. So someone who's listening and just starting out with the prayer, you can literally start praying today and see how this relationship is built for you. And from my own experience, I can share, I have prayed the Kabbalah style and it's really powerful. It really works. I would love to ask you this question and I want you to feel into it. What does Reality Unlimited want us to remember?
We really are one big soul. That is the true essence of all of us. As much as it doesn't feel like it, and as much as we don't see it, that is what we're returning to. And so as we go about our day, just making unity our number one priority. And it's going to be hard because other people don't have that same priority. And it's going to take a lot of patience to wait for it. But internally, having that state of unity, having that state of love and just wanting everyone to achieve and to receive all they desire, I think is just the key. Thank you. This was a really lovely conversation. I'm inspired and I have a lot of homework I'm going to add into my practice.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you so much, Abigail, for this second round, and we always have so much to talk about, and I feel it's never ending, and it's so deep and powerful and authentic. So thank you for bringing that energy, and I'm sure we'll connect again on this platform over some time, whenever the time brings us there. And for those who are listening to this episode, thank you for listening until the end. I hope you received what you were meant to receive, what you came here for. And to dive deeper into Abigail's work, to connect with her, if you have any questions for her, I guess they can connect on your Instagram at Avigail Tree.
Yeah, that's the best place. I love to share this journey with others, so I would love to connect.
Any last words for the viewers, for the listeners? Please feel free.
No, just thank you for joining, and I would honestly love to get to know anyone that resonated with this. So let us know.
And if you want to, of course, you know my Instagram handle, but I am Rish Gupta. If you have any questions, any suggestions, anything that you want to share about the episode or the podcast itself, feel free to reach out. I would love to hear from you.
Amazing.
Much love, everyone. Thank you, Abigail. See you soon. Take a breath and trust whatever shifted in you. Let it guide your next choice, your next action, your next expression. If something opened up for you, share it with me on my Instagram at I am Rish Gupta. And if you're ready to go deeper into manifestation and embodiment, you'll find all the details in my link in the bio. Remember this, you are the creator. Choose like it, live like it. Your reality is unlimited. See you in the flow.